And welcome back. We have hauled the 57-foot sport fish out of the water using the travel lift here at American Custom Yachts, and we've locked it up here in the yard. And just before the break, we were learning how to select a bow thruster for a boat. Now, the one that I opted for is put out by a company called Vetus, and it's called the BOW220. That's the size, that's the model, if you will. And now we need to start the installation, which leads us to our installer. Hi, John.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing very well. I want to introduce you to everybody. This is John Works, and John is the Vice President of Florida Bow Thrusters. You are one of the big dealers that Vetus uses here in the United States, and there are a lot of you guys around the country. But not only do you sell the gear, you also oversee and actually do the work of the installation. This is not a do-it-yourself project. Okay, now you've got complex curves here, John.
Yes.
On a hull, you have two different curves taking place at the same time. So a round hole doesn't look round at all.
Not at all.
When you're cutting it.
No.
We're going to use this baby right here. This is a giant hole saw, but we have to cut a pilot hole first.
That's right.
Could we bring your guys in?
Mike, Eric, come on in with the drill.
I want to show you a tool. It's pretty impressive. This is not a typical drill bit, all right? This is huge.
Yes.
And we need to plug this in, and we need to drill a pilot hole right through the boat. Once that hole is drilled, once that hole is complete, we have to hook up this hole saw. What is the diameter of this hole saw?
It's 12 3/4 inch diameter.
All right, this is a honkin' big
It's a big saw.
hole saw. When we're cutting the hole, do we cut through both sides at once, or do we start on one side and then pull the equipment out, flip over to the other side, and then cut the hole on that side?
We'll start one side 90%, and then we'll finish up on the other side. That way you end up with a nice round hole all the way through the boat.
Now, John Mardell from Vetus was talking about once you insert the tube into the hull, and if you do the glass work properly,
That's right.
you're actually going to add strength to the bow of the boat.
Yes, you'll add quite a bit of structural integrity by the time you add this fiberglass cylindrical tube.
Okay. Now, once all that glass work's done, and how long does the whole process take with your company?
Our average installation time is 21 hours, 2.5 days.
Now, I know on the inside of our tube, we put the gear case. We also put the propeller. On the outside of the tube, we have to bring in the motor, and those two are joined together with a bolting process.
That's correct.
Okay? And remember, this is a battery-operated accessory. It doesn't work on a 12-volt battery. It works on two 12-volt batteries to where we're making one 24-volt circuit. It's called wiring in series.
That's correct.
Okay? But I know that we have to run controls up to the actual helm, the operating station,
Yes.
and we're going with a joystick?
You'll go with a joystick, and we'll also put a quick disconnect switch in there so you can actually turn the system off from the helm, completely shut it down.
John, thank you so much
right.
for all your help.
Thank you.
Your team really does a nice job.